Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It's another day, so it's another deck. Today we are clearly back in Time Wizard format. We're back in the first format where there was no restrictions list. Thank you, Time Wizard. You may take a break, my friend. Need to talk about this. This was an insanely expensive deck. Now, I don't think I remembered to do my rarities last time. I did say that it was going to do that. There was a lot of super rares, ultra rares. No secret rares were used. This deck was by far the more expensive one. Now, when I started playing, and we had the American cards, TCG finally hit early 2002. I remember the local card shops, the local hobby shops, they picked it up. We had the booster packs. We didn't have starter decks yet. That would come later on in the month. And what we ended up having was people would start pulling pieces of Exodia. They were all ultra rares. And it was fun. It was great to see them. And I love the fact that they threw a spellbinding circle behind it instead of the original art. I thought it was different. I thought it was cool. I didn't realize that they just didn't like the symbolism that was already on the cards. I just thought, wow, this looks different and more high-tech-ish. I like it. It's more mystical and arcane, which I realize is just totally opposite what I just said. So it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't read too far into it, my friends. But what I'm saying here is this deck was crazy. I remember going to the mall, our local mall, and seeing a small kiosk had opened. The guy was selling cards. He had this. He had Pokemon. He had some Digimon still. Digimon was pretty dead again already. Still had some of the 1999 run. And if you guys are interested in that, I'll show you my collection because I have all the cards from the first set, the starter set. I got some from the second set. It doesn't matter that much. But the fact was he had these cards, and they were all ultra rares. And I want to say he was selling them for between $50 and $70. I can't really remember the price point at this point. I just remember thinking it cost over $200 for a set of Exodia. And I always wanted to play it at that point in time. Didn't have the funds for it. This is one of the builds I would have wanted to do, is where you could be like the rare hunter from the show during Battle City. Guy just says, screw the rules. I've got 3 full sets. I'm going to play 3 full sets. This format is the only format that's going to let you do that legally. And so I want it. So that's what we built today. So again, by that math, if the guy had 3 full sets there and they were $50 a card, $250 a set, $750 just for the Exodia, and that's just the first 15 cards out of this deck of 40. So real quick, getting into it, you would play 3 copies of Exodia, the Forbidden one. And again, this is the one that says if you have all the other pieces in your hand along with it, you win. You'll play 3 left arms, 3 left legs, 3 right arms, and 3 right legs. It's 15 cards right off the rip. Again, there's nothing like chain destruction or anything right now. There's nothing stopping you from defending yourself using multiple pieces. Just so long as you end up with 1 set in your hand, you can claim victory. And does it feel cheap? Maybe. Do you guys want to see me play this against my wife? You will. Moving into my regular monsters, I went ahead with all the best defenders again. We're going to run 3 Aquamadors and 3 Giant Soldiers. Again, this is because I understand that stop defense is a thing. So when my opponent, my wife, is going to play her stop defense card, which she owns, she made me buy them, she's going to be able to put these in attack mode. And the name of the game is I need to outlast her in order to summon the Forbidden ones. So with these 6 cards at least, I will take minimalized damage. Now, if she does this to any of my Exodia bits, except the head, I'm open for way more damage. But it's going to be damaged nonetheless. I also want to run 3 copies of Hane Hane and 3 copies of the Man-Eater Bug this time. Both are flip skill monster cards. The way they're going to work, Man-Eater Bug, flip, destroy a monster card on the field. Hane Hane, flip, select a monster, target a monster card on the field. Return that card to the owner's hand. So again, as long as you're using the Hane Hane strategically, we can get rid of things that have been tributed for, like Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, Dark Magician, Gaia, Curse of Dragon. To the one person who plays Fusion, we'll get your Gaia the Dragon Champion this way. To the one guy playing Trihorn Dragon, we'll put that in your hand too. It doesn't matter. Another good way of lasting with these defensive flips is the attack that you take. The next attacker in line should get the effect used on them. It's going so like if it's Maneater Bug and you crash me with a Giant Soldier of Stone and Blue Eyes is next, I'm going to destroy Blue Eyes. Not just because it's the biggest one, but because he hasn't hit me yet. So sometimes it's a matter of just needing to take out the biggest card. Sometimes it's just a matter of needing to survive another attack to draw a card. Moving over to the spells. I'm running 2 Dark Holes. Obviously, my third would be in the side. I'm also running 2 Monster Reborns. You're like, I don't understand. Well, you know what is a really good deterrent for getting attacked? Is Dark Holing your opponent's side of the field and then Monster Reborning back their Blue Eyes. It's kind of like the one of the few times Exodia gets aggressive in like any format, and it's pretty awesome. Additionally, it's Exodia. You would be remiss not to be playing 3 copies of Pot of Greed because at that point in time it was legal. So being able to draw 2 cards 3 times is technically a draw 6 added to a deck where I did the math. If every card is 2.5%. And Exodia is 7.5%. That makes it 22.5% of your deck are Exodia cards. And then the Pot of Greed lets you try to get to that bit of math a little faster. Additionally, we are going to play 3 copies Swords of Revealing Light. And we're going to play 3 copies of Trap Hole. Again, these are obvious reasons. Armed ninjas, the only thing that's coming after Swords of Revealing Light. And if you're really willing to set an armed ninja to wait a turn to flip it to get rid of the swords, you're probably just willing to wait the turns for the swords. Same thing with the trap holes. It's just going to help us manage the bigger monsters. Because again, we're not really worried about like the big 3 or 4 attackers, depending on how you feel about the Celtic Guardian. But Witty Phantom, Urabi, even the Skull Redbird, these do not get through Giant Soldier. These do not get through Aquamador unless the opponent has stop defense. At which point your swords have got you. Even all the way through the single tribute monsters, even Curse of Dragon being the toughest at 2k, that attack is just a push. Giant Soldier, Stone, and Aquamador will still stand. It's really once you get into Gaia, Red Eyes, D-Mage, Dragon Champion, Blue Eyes, and Trihorn that you got to start worrying about your 2K defenders. This is my favorite variation of this deck. Like I said, though, you can always have the extra Monster Reborn Dark Hole standby. You can switch a Monster Reborn for a Dark Hole. You can take the other Monster Reborn out entirely. You can play Ragekis in here. This is your deck. This one's mine. But like, when you guys go to play through this format, and if you guys do a progressive play, instead of just going like, let's play that format, if you guys decide that you want to play set by set, release by release, restricted list by restriction list, then this is going to be very close to how your first Exodia deck should look. So this is it. Again, pause, notes, screenshots, whatever you guys want to do. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully my story about it wasn't too boring. Again, you could play other things, like Dragon Capture Jar could help you here. There are some dragons, and again, putting them in defense mode would matter. That's the kind of stuff that goes into the side deck, really is game 2-3 fodder, which is not what I'm super worried about here. When we come back, we will be doing combat. Celestial has a copy of the same beatdown build with the Blue Eyes and the attackers and the stuff. So we will do mirror match, and we will then have Exodia face off against it as well. Want to show you guys both methods. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, do the things like, comment, sub, as long as we've earned it. And then just go enjoy the rest of your day, okay? Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Come on back, see some duels starting on Monday. And we'll see you then. Later.